how's it going? My name's Dakota. I am the owner of DBCB Exotics. I'm a reptile breeder working with currently super dial-crested geckos, red-eyed crocodile skinks, mountain horn lizards, and soon tokay geckos. Today I wanted to show you what my first reptile was and give a little tour of his enclosure. So without further ado, let's go grab him. This is Rex. I got Rex about 4.5 years ago from Nerd in Plastow, New Hampshire. He was about 6 months old when I got him, so you know, not a baby, but not the big guy that he is today. He was my first reptile I've ever owned, and really the one that sparked the interest and, you know, crazy obsession I have now with owning, I believe, 30 plus animals. You know, through these 4 to 5 years that I've had him, Rex has gone through multiple enclosures, starting with a 20-gallon, now to the large exoterra, you know, the 36 by 18 by 18. He's gone from a 75-gallon now to his final enclosure, which is a 6 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot animal plastics cage. I'm going to take you guys on a little tour of, you know, what that looks like, some of the methods I use for the enclosure, and the methods I use in caring for my bearded dragon. So let's go check it out. So here we have the cage. This is a T20 animal plastic cage. I've had it for about 2 years now. It's held up pretty good. The shipping, when I did get it at first, did take a little while, but all in all, I'm pretty happy with this purchase. So first thing looking into this, we'll talk about the background. It is a custom background that I made. It's made out of styrofoam, great stuff. I carved it out to these little, you know, rock formations and then used dry lock to seal it in. The background's been in there for probably 8 months or so. Held up real great. You can see I put it in multiple sections, so it's not that big. I can take sections out if I want to, if anything were to go wrong, but, you know, knock on wood, so far so good. So looking in, let's talk about the substrate. Now the substrate is a topsoil clay sand mix. That percentage is depending on if it's on the cool end or the hot end. For instance, looking at the hot end right now, we've about a 60% clay sand, 40% topsoil. I did want to leave it a little less humid on the top end just for the basking zone. So let's go take a look at what the cool end looks like. So for the cool end, you do see it's a little more moist. I actually did just water it for the plants. We have about a 70% topsoil and then 30% clay sand mix. The plants, I'm not too sure. I can't really remember what the species is. They've been in here for so long. Perhaps someone can help me out on what they are, but they've been thriving, like I said, for quite a while now. I did add a little bit more leaf litter on this end than I did the basking side. That is to help with the microfauna and cleanup crew. Like I said, this is a bioactive soil, so right now we have dubia roaches, superworms, mealworms, their beetle forms, and some dwarf purple isopods in there to really help break down the waste and help keep that nitrogen cycle going for the plants. I'm just going to go over just the general care that I do give to this dragon. You can see right here that we do have multiple floodlights and also the T5 UVB holder. For the floodlights, I like to use 53 watt par 35 floodlights. I get them at Home Depot. The basking zone I like to keep at around 110, 115, sometimes a little hotter. Just going in a little more in depth into the lights, I did not opt to get the UVB fixture that AP Cage does offer as an option. I wanted to give a bit of a longer UVB. I think the maximum they do is 18 inches, and you just need a longer one when you have a bearded dragon in a 6-foot enclosure. So what I actually did was just drill little holes through the ceiling and use zip ties to mount it together. It's held up great. I haven't had any issues with it. Just a quick note as well, since we're talking about fabrications to the enclosure, I did drill these holes on either side of the enclosure just to help with some ventilation. I do recommend that if you are going to use a planted enclosure like I am for, say, a bearded dragon, something that needs a little less humidity, because I've noticed with watering the enclosure, the humidity did rise without them. So lastly, we're just going to come over here and just talk about the lighting on the cool end. Now, this is a aquarium Zoomed, I think it's the 18-inch LED bar. I found it on sale at a pet store, and, you know, so far so good. It is working for the plants. They're digging it. Haven't noticed too much die-off. You can see they're a little bit dry, but that's because, honestly, I forget about watering them every now and then. For mounting, you can see I did try multiple methods. I tried this 3mm tape, the Velcro tape. You can see I tried using multiple strips, tried it multiple times. It kept falling after about 20-30 minutes, was not liking it. Ended up opting with the same method that I used for the UVB, which is just, you know, drilling some small holes and then attaching the zip tie. Hasn't moved since, and it's been great for me. Alright guys, that about covers Rex's enclosure. If you guys feel like I missed something or just have any general questions about the enclosure, please feel free to leave a comment and I'll be sure to get to them. If you like the video and you want to see some more of my animals, some of my breeding projects, you can follow me at Instagram at dbcvexotics. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to be trying to make at least one video a week, and I hope you guys have a great day.